It's me, Matsuri. Welcome to Adventures on the Way. On Adventure TV, I forgot to say that last time because I didn't come up with it. I'm downtown, episode 2. We're gonna get a beer, but first, look, check this butterfly out. Check it out. Hopefully it don't fly away. Oh my gosh, I wasn't looking. No! Dang it. It's just buzzing around. Well, let's see. I scared it. I scared it, y'all. Man, this was my attempt. I was looking around. That's what I get. That was a s'mores butterfly. I don't know if I caught any of it, but I guess we'll see. And they're not really rare. They're like mildly common. But they're so beautiful. Maybe I'll see another one. Who knows? But like I said, first we're getting a beer. And we'll see how that goes. Okay, we're here. I got a Guinness. Can you believe I poured that myself out of the can? Alright, after this, we're going to go to the Riverwalk. And we're going to see what we can see. Alright, y'all. I finished the beer. Now we're going to walk. Let's see if we see anything. I did see a dog. I saw an Australian herder. But people are weird about when you filming their dogs. So let's see if I can get a loose one. Let's see. We'll take the shortcut again because usually you see more bugs, and now this is not only bugs, but if we only see bugs, well, we saw something. It's not just bugs to show. Hopefully we see something. Has some crepe myrtles in here, so, but there's no birds. Sometimes I see spiders in here, but not today, I don't think. It's kind of, what is that? Some exposed wiring. It's kind of humid. So like they're probably rebuilding their webs because the birds can't see them. So they're hard to catch in this temperature. Let's see. Sometimes, let's go this way because sometimes I see a cat. Over here. So we get lucky today. Nope. You know, can't win them all. Let's see. Let's see. Oh my gosh, what is that? It is a cat. It's going the other way. What's it doing? Let's see if we can catch up to it. Oh my gosh, she's going really fast. I'm still gonna try. Hold on. today. It's not supposed to rain today. So, dang. Traffic. Ooh, walking too fast. We're turning green right when I go. Ooh. I don't know where she went. Bunch of near misses today. Oh my god. Oh! My tummy is full. I'm shaking it up. Listen, if I puke, I'll make sure I show it on the camera for you guys. I probably won't, but you never know. It's kind of strangely hot. It's a lot hotter than it was earlier in episode 1. I don't know what it is. Let's see. So hopefully one day, so I know down here there's a whitewater rafting, and I think you can rent a canoe. I'm not sure about that. So one day, probably not here. Actually, never mind. I'm gonna get swept to Florida, and wouldn't that be an episode? A series of episodes. So we'll go to the lake one of these episodes. I have a lot planned already, so it'll be later. And I got something special for the 4th of July, so it'll be a special episode. But after that, we'll go to the lake. And I'll try to figure that out. I don't know about the waterproofing. So. My worm's dead. Oh. Yeah. We're out here today. So we're going to take the long way down the river walk, but I am now on the lookout because I want to get in the area because up there it's too loud, so it won't really be anything. There's not even really squirrels up there today. I don't know what's going on today. It's not that hot. I don't know, maybe, what could it be? Well, I said the thing about dogs, so hopefully there aren't any wild dogs. I was just playing. But we'll see. What is that? It's a glowing wasp. But let's take a look at the park. I don't know, I'm just showing you me. Beautiful park here. I forgot what this park is called. Woodruff Park? Something like that, maybe? I don't know. They don't have a sign that I recognize. Oh, we got a nest though. Hold on. What kind of nest is that? Let's see if I can tell. It's kind of hard to tell. I think it is, I think that's the eagle's nest. Don't quote me on that. We got these great, these acorn trees. They're huge. Some of the biggest in the state, apparently. They won an award for that. They're so tall, and they're also very large. But they cut all the lower limbs because, oh my gosh, a squirrel! Check it out. Check out this ground squirrel. She's not on the ground now. What's she doing? Check her out. Hopefully she didn't jump on me. See? I don't know what she's doing. Is she hiding? She's sitting perfectly still. Let's see if we can see anything else. So I don't usually see a lot of tree squirrels, but they're like all brown. Got a neat spider web right there. Is there a spider in it? No. It's pretty cool anyway. Huh. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I used to climb the trees. And they would cut the limbs down as soon as I start to do that. That was forever ago. Let's see. Can't see anything. One time I saw a monkey up here, but I think it did escape from the zoo. But it was pretty cool. Nothing. We saw one squirrel. Let's check. Hold on. I'm gonna check these trees over here. I'm trying to disturb these people. I hate to say couple because like they're gonna see this and be like, we were not a couple and we know you're talking about us. I can climb this one. I don't know if that's allowed. I climbed this one before I got in trouble. Oh no, they sprayed this one. Oh my gosh, it's dying so bad. I'm not gonna show you that, it's safe. The tree is safe. A lot of nests, smaller bird nests. So in Georgia, nesting season is a little different than mating season because most of the birds in Georgia don't like to live in the same nest, which is kind of strange. I don't know what kind of like freaks they are, but they just don't like to live in the same nest. So they'll have mating season, and then they'll kick out the male bird. And usually, on the whole, 2 female birds will take care of the eggs, and the male bird has to retrieve all the food for everybody. Which I feel like is kind of unfair. Because, like, why does he have to do all the work? Like, they don't do any work. So check out these flowers. These are kind of a rare. I forgot what these are. Posies? Yes. So, we got these when the park opened. And I forgot what they're called. Candlelight rose posies, I think. I'm pretty sure. And they're doing pretty good. Very thorny. They're poisonous. The thorns, just the thorns are poisonous. So, we got them when the park opened. I want to say that was 2015, I think. And I'm still in Columbus, Georgia, by the way. It's just downtown. But we were like the first park in the world to have those. Because they're really hard to cultivate. Because they take some kind of special kind of water. I don't know. I like looked up the formula on there. And it's like literally like if gelatin could be a liquid. But like when after you water them for like a month and a half. And they bloom. Because they'll bloom within a month and a half if you plant the bush. Like as a seed, it's like so hard to take care of. Wow, that person was, wow, their car's so great. They must have got to be like a kilo of weed in there. Not like a navel kilo. Like I'm talking about like a box. A box amount. Oh my gosh, a mushroom. But, bruh. And they're so beautiful. When they bloom, and they all bloom at once, I happened to be here, and I saw them bloom. I've only was in the show. Wait, is that a rock or is it a mushroom? It's a rock. I'll still show it to you. I think it's a rock. Let's cook it. Yeah, it's a rock. That's still a pretty cool rock, though. So. Hold on, let's see what's over here. I see something. I think it's a wasp again. I missed that wasp last episode. So let's see if I can get one. Whatever this is. Oh my gosh. It's a legend wasp. A lot of people say they don't see very many of these, but I see them everywhere. They're so pretty. Let's see if I can get it closer. So these wasps actually eat flower petals, and everybody thinks they eat the nectar, but like if you look really close, like, hold on, let's see if I can get it on the edge, like you can kind of see like where they're biting it, because it should be like a smooth ripple, so they like eat the edges of them. This actually has a great zoom. I shouldn't have been talking about it. Look at that. What a beautiful flower. It has the tiniest pistils. You can see them. I'm talking about they're so tiny. Well, you have no idea how small this is. Oh, hold up. There's a black one. Look at that. Again, I didn't mean this to be all insects, but we did see a squirrel. We saw a squirrel. So that's something. Check that out. That's actually a male. It might be the biggest male I've ever seen of that species of wasp. There's another one. They're everywhere. Hold on. Hold on. It's right there. There it is. Wasps are like the most fascinating insect to me, because every other like biting bug, especially ones that can fly, just bite you for like self-defense purposes. What are these called? Daring daisies? Yeah, these flowers. But sorry, that was just like a random thought. You were like, I thought we were talking about wasps. But every other biting insect, check that out. They go straight to the root, that hole. It's incredible. It's one of the most, like, this flower is one of the most evolved flowers. It has the best survival rate out of every flower in the world. Not that one, but the rest. Look at that. But anyway, so like I was saying about the wasp, most biting, flying insects bite you because they're scared. But do you know sometimes, or it's bite you or sting you, okay? Biting / stinging bugs, but it's really both. So, but wasps will bite you or sting you because they like you and they consider you a friend. And also for nutrients. And everybody, all the other bugs, everybody else, just simply does it because they're scared, or they ran into you and it was an accident, or they're being aggressive. But wasps do it because they consider you a friend and they like you. So think about that the next time you get bit or stung by a wasp. Maybe it's just trying to be your friend. Okay, let's look at this rock cascade. I know you don't know what that is, but it's like a rock, like a natural rock, like decorative passageway. Is a cascade. It doesn't have to be going up or down. So what did they get on this? What is that? You guys, what is that? Never mind. But apparently, and I read this in the paper, that this is the most like juxtaposed, like composition. What am I trying to say? Let me say layman's terms, like mixed up composition between not only large and tiny rocks, but different types of river rocks in the world. And I was like, we keep breaking world records. Check this out though. This thing is like prehistoric. Oh my gosh. So we got this beautiful magnolia tree. I had to say tree. It's actually a bush. Just a really large bush. But so this great magnolia bush is just starting to bloom, which is probably why my stomach was messing up earlier. Because when I'm too far away, then it like doesn't get to me enough. This one's evolving. You guys are like, how the frick do you know that? I read in this ancient manual from like, oh my gosh, gotta be a 1600, that they like forecasted that it would do this when it's evolving into like some kind of prettier bush that looks exactly verbatim alike, but you just know that it's prettier. And it's really happening. You got to see it here first. I better be the first one that said that. You're like, what kind of effect is that? Look at that. Perfect bloom. Who planted these? Ultimate champion. Okay, cicadas. If you're gonna scream, just come out. Whatever. But look at this gorgeous wall. And it's gonna be even more gorgeous because it's evolving to be more beautiful over time. This is a plant oak right here. But it's gonna be more beautiful. It already is. This one's already done. Look at that. You never seen one this pretty before. Hold on, I can go up there. Hold on. Let me not be adventurous. Okay. I hear like a monkey in there, so I'm like, look, that's beautiful. What a perfect bloom. I know you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, but look how deep this is. And I almost started just walking away, like this hill doesn't go straight freaking down. Okay. All right. Man, there was this, like 2 months ago, which I should have known, that they wouldn't remain in that makeshift pond. There was, I'm going to show you these bird holes, but hold on. There was this, oh my gosh. And they're in there today. You guys are not going to believe this. A pool of tadpoles. And, bruh, I missed my chance. But, no, we're going to save the bird holes for the end. You're like, no, the bird holes. You don't even know what that is. Alright, so here's another rock cascade, okay? So this one apparently is the longest rock cascade in the world, horizontal, which is crazy. Like, I'm talking about, these rocks are so old. It smells like the bone part of a dinosaur museum in here. And this is my favorite, this is one of my favorite parts of the river walk. I can feel like I'm sensing there's like a crowd of people who are like following me from really far behind. And we'll see if we run into them. I can just sense that. But check these rocks out. They're like beautiful, dude. What happened here? Look at these rocks. They're huge. Like, dude, like check foot for scale. They're enormous. And they only get bigger as you go down, which I thought was a coincidence. But I asked the guy who made this, and he said he did that on purpose. I said, what a genius he is. Whoa. Okay, I gotta show you the ceiling of this place, first of all. Crazy spider habitat. I wish I could go up there and show you up close. Because, like, some of these spiders that live in places like this, they have the craziest web design up close. Like, you have no idea. The river's full today. So, this is going to be a great episode. Episode 2. So, check this shit out. It goes all the way up around the side to this beautiful, another also cascade of trees, to this, seemingly in the trail, to the beautiful Chattahoochee River. Okay? Now, I can't go down there today because I don't have boots on, number 1. Number 2, that's really it. Because if I drop my foot in the water, hopefully I can get another one. But check how wide this river is. Like, it is incredible. This is, besides the Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, this is my favorite river in the world. And I'm sharing it with you. So let me see, I'm going to go down this tree. Because I think I can manage that. Without falling down. Not this way. Oh my god, I don't know. Okay, hold on. I found a safe route. I think. Wow, this is so steep. Hold on. Wait. Okay, here we go. It's a lot steeper than last time I was here. Check out that pinhole. That snake lives in there. So look at that. Look at it. Look at it. Lowest Bay Bridge in America. So a Bay Bridge is where the, oh my gosh, where the trees touch the water. This is the lowest one in America. Do not let Louisiana lie to you. All right, so let's go back through the tunnel. So I'm not gonna walk that way today. If you can't tell, like, I decided to make this nature show when I was 8 years old, okay? I'm 29, and things have been getting my way. Spiritually, might I add. I had all these responsibilities. Let me show you the sign. And now, finally, my life has begun. I'm happier than I've ever been in my life, and I'm just doing this by myself. So here we are. This is the underneath side of the Convention and Trade Center. Historic 1853 ironworks. I wish it was still ironworks, but it's not. So let's check this overpass. Again, I would definitely go down here if I had boots on and pants. So we'll save that for another day. One time I walked down here just to look, and I caught a baby alligator. So let's see what happens today. So do you see this clumping right here? This clumping of kind of nest material. So monkeys live in there. Nobody ever wants to believe that there are monkeys in Georgia, but there are, because I see them in there. And they are native to Georgia, but they're so small and they're so rare that nobody really has ever seen them. Christopher Columbus said he's seen them, but I know he lied. I almost said because I was there. I was not there. So here's the ceiling. Here's the beginning ceiling. So there's some bird holes up there. That's what those are. And I think there's some in there. I can hear them. But these are the spider webs I was talking about. Let's see if I can zoom. Like when you get really up close, like with this camera, you'll be able to see it really good. Let's see if I can get 10 times zoom. That's not bad. But one day I'll figure it out and I'll get permission to go up there. There's a beautiful skylight. Check out that crack pattern. I don't know if you can tell. So that is cracked, but there are spider webs in the cracks. Okay, because there's a cracked spider that lives up there. A cracked spider. Not a cracked spider. That's a different type of spider. But check these out. So the birds live in here. I think maybe you've seen these. They have them in Peru. They lead us Peru in here. But I saw some birds up here, so let's see. Let's keep going, let's keep going. Let me know if you guys see anything. Oh, check out that mold. That's called elite mold, and it really lives up to its name. What are those? Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at those bugs, dude. I know you can't tell the scale, but these things are huge. Oh, let me see. There they are. Did I get it already? There it is. So that's called a giant eractid. And bruh, they bite extremely hard. Don't ask me how I know that. Oh my god, I just missed that bird. There's another one. I don't know if I've ever seen them in here. Oh my god, do you guys see that? So these guys are on the south side, which is what I was gonna say, of their kind of habitat area. So those are like security birds, and then most of the birds that do like hunting and fishing and stuff like that, they live up here in the main area. You can see them flying around. And they're like crazy at like way late at night. They're like bats because they're nocturnal. See if I can catch any. Hopefully you can hear that. There's not that many in the nest right now. Hold on. Let me back up. Oh, there's one. So they're flying around. Let me not let them. If I stay here too long, they'll start to swoop on me. So they live for action. They make the prettiest birds. So they are native to usually Florida, but because here at the river it is so. We're gonna wrap around so I can show you the boat feed into the river. I'll show you this map when we come back up. Because of what was I about to say? Because of the humidity and like the closest to the river, because you know Florida is like a peninsula, so they're always near to the water. And because this river is so wide, and I don't know how to describe to you that it's wetter than other rivers. It has a very wet mineral base, lots of oils. So they are like kind of co-native to here, but that's debatable, but I would say yes. With like, they don't really migrate from here, so that's what I would say. Oh my gosh. Can I go in here today? No, I don't have sleep on. Oh man. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Because last time I didn't have sleeves and I got bit by a freaking viper that lives in this tree. And she did hiss at me, don't come back unless you have sleeves on. So we'll say that for next time. Bruh, it was not fun. Like me, I'm pretty bite proof if it's not on purpose. But like I'm not gonna I feel like that would be on purpose to me. I would have to go to the hospital. So here's the main ebb of the river. So the ebb of the river is where it slows down the most. So this would be the slowest part of the river, and the river goes all the way up to basically the north of America, all the way down out into the Gulf of Mexico. And this is the slowest part of the river, period. And it's kind of hard to tell because it's a very fast river. Lots of wildlife. Hopefully I don't drop my phone because we'll never see this. I'm pretty good with that. It's going kind of middle speed today. I think towards quick, I would say. Lots of brittle gnats. I don't know if you can see them on camera. You can kind of see them. So it really surprised me that a lot of states don't have those gnats, because they're everywhere. They're like rampant in Georgia during the summer and the winter time. Hey, lowest bay line in the world. And that's based on like how continuous it is. So, all right, let's go. Let me show you the outlet. And I didn't want to go all the way down there because someone's fishing down there. So, let's get the front view. So where I was talking about I was going to go is right here. And I like to stand right there because you can get some great close shots of the river. Somebody's coming in what is that, golf cart? Is that a monster golf cart? But I don't want to get stuck. But let me tell you, you give me with a rope, I will go anywhere. I'll tie my rope like around this thing and I'll go all the way down there. So I'll do that one day when I can get a good rope. Oh man. Someone's treading lightly. I'm sorry, that was a horrible joke. Okay, here we go. This is a good spot. Now we're getting somewhere. How many nature hosts do you know? I almost fell all the way down this encampment. Oh, this is solid. It didn't used to be like this. So this is natural concrete. I don't know if you know that. But it comes from like when the river's rushing too much, it's trying to make one solid stone. What if I fell down there? But dude, this river has some of the rarest plant life in the world combined. And check out this jungle tree. That's what it's called. Look at this thing. And people say we don't live in the jungle. Look at that. Like, and look at these jungle flowers. Palm nuts and everything. I swear to God, this is Georgia. So, look at that crazy bridge. I don't know if you can see it from here. Hold on. In the darkness there? What is up with that? That's some crazy dark spirit energy. But that's our train track. It does still run. I think there's been a lot of reports that it doesn't run, but it definitely does. I want to go over there so bad. And you see the darkness over here? Right there. Right here. I want to go in there because I know there's some kind of wild animal that nobody has seen in like 1,000 years. And you're like, Matsuri, how can you possibly know that it's in there? Because I saw it. I saw, and nobody's going to believe me. You can say I'm crazy if you want. Hold on. What is up with these cars? You're not supposed to be driving this way. Hold up. Okay. Bro, this is just like, this place is like, what they used to say, on fleek, bro. With the nature, bro. On point with the nature. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, I saw, I'm not playing. I saw a red and black Jaguar go into that and came in. I was the only one there. You guys are going to think I'm insane. You're like, we don't know what that is, Matsuri. We would definitely believe you. I'm telling you, I saw it with my own eyes. And there's a red and blue, there's a black and blue one. There's not red and blue because that would be like a Pokemon. I saw them together. And my phone was dead. Anyway. Oh my God. Okay, so this is, obviously this is a CRISPR tree. I say obviously like you know. Another magnolia bush. Okay? But like, these planted vines, people say they only grow in Brazil. Well, what am I looking at here? Look at this. Look at that jungle fritz. You are not going to tell me for 1 second that that's not the same vine. Bruh. It's starting, the sun's starting to go down, so we got to get down the river. Look at this stuff, bro. Hold on. I'm going to go through the magnolia tree. This place is magnificent to behold. I gotta watch out for jumping lizards out here. I got bit by one. Not that long, well, it was a couple years ago. Like 23 or something. So we're starting, you see how it's faster right here? So the whole area is starting to speed up. So we gotta check this whitewater out. But look. Look at this freaking place. I'm telling you, when I have boots and a rope, you guys are gonna have enough of me. You're like, Matsuri, please stop. You're gonna fall in the river. You're gonna fall in the river. This little jungle ditch here. So in these trunks, like a fallen tree trunk, that's not all the way dead, still kind of preserved. There's like this really rare bird that lives in there. And it looks similar to a peacock, and I have seen it before, but again, no, I think I took a picture. I sent it to Nat Geo. But, you see how that says city vehicles only? Like, that's not what's happening. But, oh my gosh, I haven't seen it again. I haven't saw that one time. And I saw it once I was little in there, but. Great river passage here. Okay, so this is like the rock cascade people are used to. Beautiful, filled with kudzu. Beautiful tree here. And the river is long. Don't think it's going to end. So I'll keep this on front view for right now, because there's a lot of greenery here during the summertime. During the winter, of course, a lot of this stuff will die, so it'll be a little easier. Oh my gosh, the cat. I didn't know what that was. I thought that was a monkey. What are you doing? You crazy cat. You're a wild cat. You're not a wild cat. Look at her. She's trying to pretend she's wild. Come here. Oh my gosh, she's not gonna do it. Pretty rare print pattern, jaguar print pattern. What was that I heard? Squirrel? Take a little baby out. Take her out. Rare color here. Let's see. I don't want to scare her down there because she's gonna fall in the river. What I've seen her do before. I'm not gonna touch you. All right. So cute. All right. Very small cat for her breed. And you're like, what's up with all these female animals? I can't help you with that. We saw one male wasp today, so I don't know how to help you. That usually does not happen. Check out this hideous statue. So ugly. What time is that? 8:41. Okay. The time really got away from me. It's only been an hour. So we got this. What was that I saw? I don't know. Franz kudzu. This one's actually not invasive. People say it is. I don't know if I showed it. The pointy. But they just don't know the difference. But check this statue out. It's hideous. It's so ugly. We're taking kind of a long time. But I don't want to skip anything. Because like we're gonna do the deep dive whenever I come back. And then we'll do the deep dive. Oh my gosh. These animals, I can sense them. They're trying to act up on my behalf. What's in there? A howler monkey? I saw a howler monkey in here one time, and I know he escaped from the zoo. Because they are not native to Georgia. Alright, I'm flipping back around because we're hitting people. So check out this crazy bridge. Huh? Cool bridge. Super deep. Beautiful arch. Hand built. Okay, no machines were made to build this. Bridge, arch. So we got a great kind of natural hand-built ridge here. We used to have like the same exact ridge, but they flattened it out because they used to show fireworks here, and then they had to put it back. Which I told them, and I was like, I had to be 12. I told them, do not get rid of this because it's just going to make the river flood all the way to the top. And then what happened? The river flooded all the way to the top. People need to listen to me. So this is the Alabama side of the river. We're on the Georgia side. Another day we'll go over there and we'll show you how remarkably different the vegetation is on this side versus that side. So the crazy thing about Alabama is it contains little to no jungle. It's all deciduous forest. So people are running. It's hot. So it's so crazy to see, like, there are animals that can't come over here. There are jungle animals over here that can go over there because Georgia has like a really dense mix, mostly jungle. And so it's like if something gets stuck over here, it's like gonna starve pretty much because the same animals aren't over here. So it's like crazy. So that's why people like with Bear Grylls, I hate to mention him 2 episodes in a row. But with Bear Grylls, he went to, like, it's easier for him in Georgia when he gets lost because there's so much natural water and vinage and usable materials to use. Of course, it's going to be a lot more easier to survive. A lot easier. I was going to say a lot more usable to survive. But over there, everything's so dry, hard rock. It's like Nevada if it wasn't a desert. It's like crazy. So if you want to get lost in one of the states, don't make it Alabama. Oh my gosh. But so here we have, people can, let me show you. So you can go down here, and these are made so you can strap a leash here, right? And you can get on put on a life jacket, and you can wade in the water. Unfortunately, like sometimes they break. Like you have a really fucking shitty one, then like you're gonna get swept. And like look how fast this water is. Like you're gonna get swept all the way down the river for miles before anybody can catch up with you. And so here's the hole. That's to the Whitewater Bridge. The dam is like not that far up, but it's pretty far up. But check out a helicopter. My mom used to call those dragonflies of the sky. I don't know why she was doing that. So, but like I was saying, but the thing is, they didn't have any safety patrol boats here, but they still let people swim in the water like that. So I'm not really sure why they feel like that's a safe thing to do. I'm not sure why the Georgia Safety Patrol, especially water safety, is not really making that like a serious issue. Like these people are getting swept completely away, so people like end up in freaking Puerto Rico before anybody catches up to them. And it's like they're scared. Like people, the Puerto Rican government is talking about like, are you sure you didn't do this on purpose? Joking with them. It's not funny to them. They're very afraid. They've been floating for weeks and weeks, eating fish that like swim into their life vests out of the water. Like it's not cool. Let me show this overwash. So hold on. So this is water so the river will get extremely high here. So this is overwash from the river. The cool thing about overwash is because of how thin, because like this river is extremely deep, and some parts is over 100 feet deep. I think the max depth is about 150 feet deep, and that's somewhere around here. I think it's like right here. There's like a pit that's 150 feet deep. So the cool thing about overwash is because of how many natural minerals are here, human skin oils from falling, footprint, like the literal footprint, because it retains so much heat from the human body, and that's barefoot or with your shoe on. There's little to no minerals in this water. Like this water is almost purely H2O, and like barely any H, to be honest. So I think that's really neat about it. So like if you're trying to collect like a clean, pure water sample, I would definitely go for overwash as opposed to like trying to desalinate and neutralize like something from the river. I would go for the overwash because there's like barely any nutrients in there. So we're getting close to the Whitewater, and the sun's going down. So we'll see if there are any fish jumping. We'll see if we can see a blue crane, because I've been seeing them. And I will go to the island, even though I don't usually do that, because I'm scared I'm gonna drop my phone. But I'll do it for you guys. So it's Friday. A lot of people out for like, oh my gosh, from 2024, the whole year, there was like nobody out. And I was scared there's some kind of new illness. But it turns out Netflix had done this promotion where you can get a year for free. And everybody was wasting their time indoors. And that's the year I saw a giant bass jump out of the water and land in some guy's boat. And people would have loved to see that. Alright. I'm bunching up. See, I told you they were trying. I'm too far away. So here we're getting towards the fishing ledge. So all the fishermen are down here. Sometimes they're up on the slope, but it's harder to fish there. Sometimes they're down where the boats can go in, and it's really hard to fish there. And there's some places where you can fish at the lower peak, but the rivers were rising like extremely rapidly today. So we'll have to see. Oh, there's some cranes down there, so on the rocks. Hopefully we'll get to it. Hopefully we'll get there. So in Georgia, you do have to have a fishing license. Okay, it's $15 a year, at least for me. And wow, hold on. But the saltwater license is free, which I am really hyped about. It's actually a permit, but check that out. Look at that. And that's kind of low, honestly, for this rapids area. But like the other week, it was erroneous. And this is man-made. This is man-made whitewater rapid for tourism and whitewater rafting, which I really don't approve of. Because like, I don't know if they forgot that animals live in the river. And like, birds have to fish there. So now not only is that attracting invasive species that are used to a whitewater rafted environment, but now these birds have to relearn how to fish literally from scratch, and these fish are getting swept to freaking Africa sometimes, literally, because they wanted something cool to freaking surf in and whitewater raft in. But what are you gonna do? Why do they put rocks right here, dude? People are skating right here. They put all this gravel. Like, it's gonna stop somebody, first of all. But we used to have the best wave break, like concrete wave break. It was beautiful. Somebody said it was the best in the world. And they put this stupid, ugly mural here that nobody even sits on that freaking thing. It's a bunch of high steps. Like, I can't tell you how mad I was. I was so, like, my whole head was red, they told me. Not that I could see, I like went blind from fury. Like, oh my god, when did they make this wall higher? That's good. I mean, they have to. The river floods past that point sometimes. Not instantly. So don't be afraid to come here. The river walk. Look at a little kipper. Oh no, there's a baby bass. I'm just gonna use it for bait. I definitely would. I did that one time. I caught a freaking gar. Had to be 200 pounds. I didn't mean to catch an alligator gar, but I was like, what the heck? I was pulling up to the surface. I was like, what in the world? Let me not fish with baby bass over here. Okay, let's see. Let's see how the rapids are going. So these rapids, on average, because they're man-made, are extremely unhealthy. So that means like they're churning up too much minerals. Like the rapids themselves, like the river itself is becoming unhealthy. The river is used like, this is a big filtration point for the river. Like, it's huge. It's one of the biggest ones along the entire river. They chose here to put the whitewater rafting based off of like some kind of arbitrary vote from people who don't even know what a river looks like, they said. They're confusing a pond and a river. And bro, I'm talking about, whoa, this is crazy. This is way worse. They must have added some rocks. People are gonna drown here. This is insane. And it's man-made, so like you don't even know, like this is completely unpredictable. Like if you know whitewaters, and you've never seen this up close, because on the picture they be editing it together. I'm not playing, to make it look like some kind of natural swift. So we got a high peak into a full like half washing machine, into like an erupture, into another washing machine that goes sideways somehow. I don't remember what that's called. And then it comes out like randomly, and then some like regular walker waves, washing machine, and the rest is just washing machine. Like, where the hell are you gonna see that? Okay, so let me show you. Y'all, I think I forgot to press record. But anyway, let me start from the top. Here, I'll show you the rapids from here. I was telling this crazy tale. Gray heron, there it goes. But like, dude, look at this. Like I said, they're lying about what it looks like. And I was saying, I wasn't recording this, but I was saying people would sit here when it first opened and like oh my gosh, look at that one. And like 2020, I think it was 2020. And bro, they'd sit here trying to take pictures. They'd get bored sitting on these rocks. They thought they weren't going to get swept into this hell. I mean, like, look at this thing. It's incredible. It's really beautiful for a man. Like, this is fully man-made. And it's like, did somebody like have some kind of oracle vision about like how it fell in prehistoric time? Because it's like almost perfect. It's almost perfect. And the crazy thing is, if they had tilted that rock that heron is sitting on, like, gotta be 3 degrees outward, you wouldn't be able to tell it was man-made. So I don't know. He really made a poor decision there. But so, like I said, people would sit here, they'd like slip, they get washed into this, rolled into that, spun out here, spit into there, spit backwards on this recurl like a surfing wave. Which people try to surf this and it's like really a mistake because they hit their heads on that rock every time. Go out here, flow down the river, and like, bruh, it's a true catastrophe. Check out these portholes. They're for crabs. They usually don't come out, but got some little skipper pools. No skippers right now. Let's see if we can find one. They might be out right now. Let's see. Yeah. Alright. That's as close as I'm gonna get. I'll get a little closer. Luckily for me, I can swim, but whoa. You can feel like the pull of the river. Oh, it's about to swell. It told me. It said, "Back up, girl. We've been act up." So here's the calm side. Clearly, because we got a Modelo Gelato. This is a chill side. Pretty chill. Still not great to swim in. People swim in it. I wish I could say it's a good leashing tree. It's really not. There's not a good place to leash. Well, over there's not bad if you wanted to leash, but I would definitely recommend that. Whoa, hold up. River spider. Look at that. That is nice. Man, I wish you could see some frogs today, but it's kind of early for these kind of frogs, rapid frogs, so. This mill used to mill grain and sugar, okay, in the 1800s, 1900s up to 1960. The reason they closed this mill is because at the time, hydroelectric power was banned, okay? So not a lot of people know that. It was banned federally because, look at that beautiful well wash stuff. It's gorgeous. So it goes down there in a little pirate's cave. It was banned because pirates were using the hydroelectric propellers even up and through the 1950s. They really stopped in the 60s because the Navy became more powerful. the U.S. Navy, they were using the milling proportions, like the fan kind of looking thing of the dam to, I'm not going up the stairs, to wash their gold and their jewels and stuff. I know you're like, that sounds made up, because that's not what money laundering is. That is what money laundering is, because they used to be able to tell from the soil deposits on the gold and like dust and stuff, like they match it, took eons in the lab. Usually sometimes some guy's bedroom under like a lamp, but it took forever, and they were washing it in there so you wouldn't be able to tell that it wasn't theirs. So they like washed it in gold from wherever they're from, or in gold, washed it in dirt from wherever they came from, and then they would get away with it. So it became illegal somehow only in the 60s, and I think that's just because they discovered it, and everybody's like, we don't even do that anymore, like like, I don't know, like you're on some kind of 1700 shit, like what is happening? And we didn't even really have hydroelectricity, like in a lot of places. Like that was extremely rare, but somebody found out about it, and the judge was like, no, it's banned. So like, if you're wondering how laws get made, and you're like, what era is this from? He just is scared this is gonna happen again. Wow, this guy caught something. I don't know what it is. He missed it. He was so funny. We got a lot of poor fishermen out here. Not me though. Listen, I promise you, when I get my fishing license and the equipment, I already have the saltwater permit because it's free. When I get my fishing license, first day we're gonna catch 6 bass and 14 brim. Promise. Write it down. Alright, what time is that? 9. Okay. So, check out this class. So, I'm going to have to wrap this episode of Adventures on the Way Up soon. Not yet. Because I got to ride here, so. I gotta. And it's just because my car's in the shop. My car's in the shop. Okay. What am I tasting? In the air. I just tasted my vape. Is that sea pickle? I know, I hear you. You're like, Matsuri, how do you taste sea pickle from there? Isn't that a river? This is actually a salt mix bay. Okay? So there would be sea pickle here. And I would be able to taste it in the air. Obviously. Who can't taste sea plants and animals through the air? I thought everybody could do that. But anyway. Now we're walking back to the main way. Let's see if we see anything else on the way. I have to pee really bad, so I don't know how I'm going to take care of that. Oh gosh. Freaking hooligans. I know you're like, how old are they? We've got to be the same age. I'm just always saying. I swear I'm not old. I'm really not. It is what it is to say. Salty. They're salty. Oh, my knee. I just finished saying I'm not old. I'm not, I swear. Oh my God. I gotta pee so bad. Let me not go that way. hooligans going that way. But also, like, I need to find the bathroom immediately. I just passed the park bathroom. That's not gonna happen. If you've never been in the park bathrooms, I almost started looking for my phone, y'all. Anyway, if you've never been in the park bathrooms in Columbus, Georgia, don't ever go. Don't ever go in there, ever. If you gotta pee in a bottle, if you gotta ask somebody, knock on somebody's door and pee inside their house, in the bathroom, in the toilet, in their house, please do that. Like, it's not worth it. 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 It's not worth it at all. It's some of the worst bathrooms gotta be in the universe. Bruh, I'm not kidding. One time, I walked in that woman's bathroom down here. I said, I have to go so bad. Let me just see. Maybe they cleaned it today. Like, I haven't been living here for my entire life. And I know what the bathroom looked like. I'm not playing, you guys. There's a lot of kids out tonight. I'm not playing, you guys. I walked in the bathroom. I looked in the sink. There was a human, and I really didn't know if it was human. There was a human poop on the sink counter. I'm talking about, I thought it was huge. I'm talking about, I thought a gorilla had come in there and started acting up. It looked just like a gorilla poop. But then I was like, oh my God. I'm trying to escape. I'm about to run full speed. Bruh. I'm by myself, bruh. I turn around. And this lady talk about, man, I hope nobody come in here. She talked about she had smoked too much marijuana. That's what she said. She smoked too much marijuana. Something called the 50 loud pack. There's an ant on my phone. The 50 loud pack. She said she lost her mind. Forgot how to use the toilet. For some reason she thought, she telling me this like I'm not trying to escape right now. I'm trying to get out. I'm just taking everything in me to tell this lady to stop talking and like let me leave. She said she lost her mind on this 50 loud pack marijuana, cannabis, weed, bro. She said she climbed up on the counter. She said she stripped naked. I was like, why are you telling me? You need to tell the ambulance. She said she stripped all the way naked and climbed on the counter and used the bathroom. I said, girl, do you want me to call the ambulance? She said, yes, because I feel like it's going to act up again. And it did. And like, I'm talking about, her eyes glazed over. And she started acting like a gorilla. And this is not a joke. I'm not playing, bro. She started acting like, really verbatim, like a mountain gorilla from like the mountains of Colombia. I was like, this is a really specific act. And she started beating her chest. I said, man, now I'm gonna be trapped in here. She gonna go again. But she like chased me out the bathroom. She let me get around her. She chased me out the bathroom. And she started like jumping around like a gorilla. I said, that must have been some 50 gorilla pack. I don't know if she's talking about 50 loud. 50 turned into a gorilla pack. And bruh, she got on the counter and started ripping that thing apart with her hands. And I looked, and I hope she still had her clothes on. And she did, thank God. And she was ripping that thing apart. When I tell you, do not go in these public park bathrooms in Columbus, Georgia. Do not. Now, I wish I could say that was the craziest thing I've seen happen with my eyes in the bathroom. But it's not. That's probably like number 9 craziest thing I've seen. And like, I was a direct participant of that, and it's still not the craziest thing I've ever seen. But anyway. Alright. I won't hold y'all. I think all the animals probably are in like the wooded area we were looking at before. So we'll have to save that for when I haven't talked about a late night event. I don't like to go down there. People be acting up like that gorilla lady. It was dark like this. But anyway, thanks for watching Adventures on the Way on Adventure TV. Brought to you by me, Matsuri, your host, and Blissed Studios, which is just my studio that I run by myself. But it's still brought to you by me. So I'll see you guys next time. And remember, adventures on the way. Bye.